Good afternoon, Ani. Thank you for your time and a precious Saturday for the interview, and I really appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, are you ready to start with the questions?
I'm never ready, but always ready.
So, Ani means a lot of it's high intensity, sometimes controversies, loses temper on the field. So, I'm looking forward to a very good interview, like a spicy. I think you can give me a lot of things. I hope. Okay, so to begin with, the first question, Ani. So, the BCF MVP 2014, I think that is bigger than the best bowler and batsman because you contribute in both fields. And last 5 years in the club, you won 2 trophies with the club already as a best batsman. So, it's been a wonderful 5 years. So, what do you think, like, how does it feel? Because such a big contribution in the club, and there was one lean period also, but you came back and still going so strong and still dominating that part, like this is my place and no one comes. So how does it feel?
Unreal, first of all. The whole MVP thing is a bit unreal. I'm not able to justify myself or to anyone that there should be such an award. But fine, I got the award, and no one dislikes getting award. But in these 7 years that I've been in the club, in fact, the whole cricket life has been in phases. To a period where I was born and brought up, at least in the first few years, in a chawl in Bombay. The cricket culture, or the aggressive instincts of winning, aggressive instincts of going for the kill, comes from that. You have this typical Mumbai Khadus attitude. It's been quite often spoken about. Not many people actually realize what it is about. And the fact that you mentioned about the spicy thing or the controversial thing is exactly what Mumbai Khadus is about.
High
so
intensity.
there was this indeed high intensity, I mean, on the field. So there was a chawl period where you have to win. There's a famous writer, Pula Deshpande, where he mentioned that Mumbaiच्या चाळीमध्ये test matches चालतात. There are so basically small by-lanes where you keep on playing for 6 hours, underarm cricket, but and to always win. From that phase to a period where we moved into the suburbs of Bombay, and then we started playing within the society with a rubber ball, and to make it bit fast, because I was always a fast bowler. There was a small bit of period where I was perceived as a leg spinner by some stupid idea, but we'll talk about that later. So to have it a fast thing, we used to play with a rubber ball and with water on the concrete pitch, so as to make it really spicy, as it really fast. That's where I think the technique of playing fast bowling, the technique of bowling full, or the technique of intimidation comes from. And it's actually quite a surprise that from a period of 2002 to 2008, I was a regular TV watcher as far as cricket goes, nothing more than that, to suddenly in Schumann grounds, where at Telenet I used to work at Telenet, and we had a small team, and there was a tournament organized where in Schumann that we sort of started playing to win. I was a captain there. It was an okay performance from me, and that's where a couple of 12 stars, I think Amit, he sort of, why don't you join this club? Now I said, first of all, Belgium and cricket, it's a cliched thing, but to find cricket in Belgium, I was already happy to play something other than tennis ball to go into cricket. So I was like, yes, I want to play, and I want to keep validating my position, and I want to play a competitive cricket match. So I still remember the first nets, or after the nets, when I was talking to Sandeep and Tejinder, who are now ex-club members. And I was like, I want to at least play one match, so that I can validate. So, and they said, okay, you can always play, because the 12 Stars club format or club conditions there was quite different than what it is, where I was not aware. I just wanted to play cricket. And till date, I still want to play cricket. I want to validate my position. And probably that's wherein lies the competitive attitude. It's a very on-field thing. There's nothing off-field. I think most of my club members and even oppositions might vouch for that, and that off the field, they might like to have a beer or two with me, and probably not on the field.
Great. So Ani, these were all the good things which happened. So during this period, there was also a lead patch If I'm not wrong, it was 2012 or 2011, or maybe both the years.
2012.
2012, right? So what went wrong there? Because I wasn't there in 2012, but I've heard stories that he plays really well, but he hasn't performed. And in 2013 also it was a slow start, but 2014 was a totally different picture and there was totally different running. So what was the reason, and was it injuries, or would you like to tell us about it?
It's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, as a typical all-rounder, you want to perform in everything. Sometimes a failure in one of the departments overflows into your second skill. So in case if you are not able to bowl well, you are already under pressure, which especially in terms of batting, where it's a very much a confidence game, it plays a major role. In 2012, indeed, I had an injury where I couldn't even lift my shoulder, right shoulder, which basically discounts the whole bowling part out. If I were to segment myself, I would be a bowling all-rounder. So you would understand that if you take away the bowling away from me, as I said in the first question also, in order to validate my position there, I put extra pressure on myself in batting, especially the couple of years before I was scoring 500 runs every season. So in the first few years it was a case of, okay, nice guy, he can bat, whereas then you come into point that if you score 400 runs, that's expected. That's not a good performance, that's a meets expectation. So you carry that extra load on you, probably the pressure gets caught up. So it was a combination of the injuries, it was a combination of adding an element of confidence. Plus also as a human you sort of get matured. That was also a period where there was a mindset change in me, because I had become a Belgian employee. So I had left my country, so probably I might not be able to put it in words, but the fact that after a few years I got to co-locate finally with my wife, I had a different perspective in my life. So cricket, which was the only thing in the past 2-3 years, there were more things to worry about.
Okay.
Probably that's
the only explanation you could give.
Validate. There was no real sacrifice in terms of effort. There was no real sacrifice in terms of attitude. There was nothing different that I did in terms of effort on the field. It's just probably as you play much longer, there will be periods in every cricketer's life where you might, unless you are Manoj of course, but there will be a period where you will fail and you have to take it up. And the way how you take it is important.
So you said the family part. We'll come back to this part, but I'd just like to mention that 2014 you won the MVP, and 2014 was the year where your daughter was born, Arika.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was one of the things which turned it around again. So this is family. When you went down a year, maybe you said, okay, it was family commitments, but again, the family commitments, Arika came back. So we'll talk about it later, about Arika. But so my next question is, last 2 years, 2013, 14 and 15 this year, ongoing. Mm-hmm. Your opening pair, now the opening bowling pair is fixed now, kind of. So it is Rohan and you guys open. And so let me just give you some stats. From 2012, you guys have played together, 2015 as well. You have taken 40% of the team's wickets. So opening pair has taken 40% of the team's wickets or against you played. And what is your take on the start and the opening pair bowling with Rohan? How does it feel?
You warm up the metal for the other bowlers to come attack. But it's incredible, the stats, especially, it's a cliche saying that stats don't always show you the entire story. But in this case, being a fast bowler, being the tone setters, if we manage to get 20-30% of wickets, which means in top 10 overs, if you manage to get 2 to 3 wickets, that goes a long way in keeping the number one, the pressure. But which also means that you're probably taking the top 3 batsmen out. That puts a tremendous pressure on the team. If I look it on the other way side, the success formula for us, especially starting 2013 and till now, has been our opening batting partnerships. If they are still unbeaten. I think they are 50-run partnership on an average, which is a norm now. But if they get out, if we are 10 for 2 and if we are playing for it, it's a completely different ball game. And that's what we are providing to the club on the opposite side, that we are getting them 30 for 3, 20 for 2 in the first 10 overs, which is incredible. I mean, there are so many things that you can learn from Rohan, and aggression might not be the only thing from it, but the pace, the effort that he puts in, and generally the hard work that he looks at bowling as a very big responsibility. That's something I have learned myself, that you can't take things for granted that you will always get wickets, that you have to make that extra effort for that, and probably that's helping both of us. I hope that he's also learning few things, if there are any from me. I don't know what is clicking, but it is perfectly clicking for 12-star opening batting as well as 12-star opening bowling.
Great. So now the big guy, so-called Manoj. Not so-called, he is Manoj, the big guy of 12 stars, as they say. So I told you about the stats of you and Rohan. What you share is 40%, out of which you have the lion's share of around 23%, to be very precise. Manoj, in the last 3 years, he's taken 25% of the wickets alone. So if I put everything together, you guys, just 3 of you, have taken 65% of the team's total wickets.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on Manoj? Like, you've already spoken about you and Rohan as well. So what's your take on Manoj? How vital is he? But this year, as you can see, with the introduction of the new spinner, Anshul, Manoj's, the chance of him being an impact on the game is quite less compared to 2013 and 2014 season. So what's your take on this? That can you see that Manoj's importance is going down, or is he underplaying and he's taking a backseat and letting others perform?
I'll talk first about Manoj. When you are bowling, you are opening bowler, Manoj, you have the first ball. I mean, few years back, let's say 2011, 2012, there was a scene where if you don't take wickets up front with the new ball, you are in for a leather hunt. This part, when you have a confidence that you have an excellent support bowling attack, which is headed by Manoj, you can afford to go for runs. I can pitch the ball up front. I don't mind getting hit for sixes. I know that there are wicket takers down the lane, which works also in a way that it gives you confidence that you have a good support attack at the bat, but it also makes sure that you are on your toes, because if you don't take wickets, you can go down the ladder very quickly. As far as Manoj is concerned, I think he speaks a lot about himself, so I don't need to speak. On a serious note, in Belgium, I think spinners are not, you don't get spin. It's not a spinners country, let's say. You take about the pitches, I think half of the matches we play in a very cloudy conditions, sometimes even wet conditions. And as a spinner, anyone would tell you that the first thing they want to have is a good grip on the ball. Taking into consideration this, secondly, the short outfields, they are lush, but sometimes they are short because of the scarcity of the grounds here. You have very short border lines, and the general batting culture in Belgium with a lot of Pakistani Indians is to hit for sixes, to keep calm after getting hit for 2-3 sixes, and to still be able, or to have the confidence to give it the flight. That is special. I mean, he probably may not be the best spinner, he probably may not be the best athlete, but bowling, especially spin bowling, is such a big mind games that you play with a batsman. And I've seen him bowling against what perceived as a batting giants of yesteryears, that they can hit 30-ball centuries, 30-ball centuries. I've seen Manoj getting hit by them, but I've also seen in the same over, on the next over, he still has the confidence to tease the batsman, and I've seen most of the times he's successful at that. When I see myself also playing that, I sometimes think, how could I approach this guy? Which is a testimony to the fact that it's a very mental game, and I think that's why I rate Manoj very high. I think he may not be, I don't care about the judgments that I hear from the so-called national team selectors, or whatever you want to call them. In my opinion, if I were to have one slow bowler, or one spinner, I would always have him, especially because of his mental strength. If he contributes in the fielding, if he contributes in the batting, so be it. But he's probably the player I can select only on his bowling strength and nothing else, and still be always in the first team.
I think this reminds me of one incident I would like to mention. Last year, the championship defining game against Ostel.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to win it and we were the champions.
Mm-hmm.
And that game, Abdul Rahman almost was taking the game away from her, and then Manoj was bowling. And this one over, he was hit for 2 huge sixes in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
And the third ball, he got him clean bowled with a faster one. So this is some kind of moment which you are talking about, right? After getting hit and he comes back.
In fact, indeed, there were certain people I saw on the ground, people getting tense also. But I had seen Manoj already for 4 or 5 years then. Actually, I was happy that he was getting hit. I was happy that Abdul Rahman was going for his shots and going for his sixes. The only time probably I was a bit worried is even when Manoj was bowling was Luxembourg game in 2011, 2010, I don't remember, where they were milking him. As in they were going for singles. They had, I think Manoj bowled 6, 8, 10 overs spell, I don't remember exactly. I don't even know whether he got wickets, but he was clueless then. It's very difficult to find such proper batsmen in Belgium, and that's why, especially in that case, I was happy. I knew that if not Manoj, someone else will get him because he had to go for the shots. I mean, that's his game. That's Manoj's game, to fly, to ask people to hit him. If he goes into a containing bowler, I think he will lose one of his main weapons.
I think you've spoken a lot about Manoj now. I think
in spite of Manoj speaking. Please don't show this to Manoj.
So the team was always good, Ani. You've been an integral part of the team, as you said, for the last 7 years. What has changed in 12 Stars? Because you were always good. Why couldn't you win the championships earlier? Why did it take 25 years to win the first championship?
I can't speak for the first 18 years, but indeed since the time I joined a very social club. First of all, 12 Stars was always known for a social club. It's a friendly club. It is to embrace everyone, people from all the countries. The fact that when I joined 12 Stars, I think there were only a couple of Indians there and nothing, but I was still received with I had a warm welcome. I had no prejudice. There were no judgments made. And you sort of get into this social atmosphere. It's only after, I think, 2010, 2011, when we had some serious players coming in, the attitude began to change to just being a friendly, social, nice people club, to turn into an mindset of winning, still retaining the friendly social nature. And then there was a continuity, there was a sense of 5, 6 players or 7 players always in the team, the sense of togetherness, the sense of knowing each other, not just on your field performance, not just on your cricketing skills, but also your mental skills, your temperament, your personality. That I know for certain people, if this is the case, if this thing happened on the field, this might be the reaction from them, or this might not be the reaction from them. But the fact that there is, since 2012 especially, there were no judgmental looks. 12 Stars is probably the only club where people sitting outside or within the team also, there is no judgment that okay, he's a bad player, or he's not a good batsman, or he's getting hit for, or he's getting out every time. There is no judgment. Okay, he's a nice player, we have to give him a chance. And there was a sense of continuity. I mean, if you see from 2012 to 2015, you are the statsman, you would know that the half of the team, at least half of the team, I would say 5 to 6 people, have been constant. They have been always there for the team, be it Division 1, Division 3 or friendly games. So you have a certain guiding factor from people coming, even playing before me, like Anthony, like Amit, and to a certain extent myself also, because it is our responsibility to get people into, not just into the club culture, to encourage their cricketing styles, to not be judgmental, to not criticize them, which goes a very long way into saying, okay, I can be myself, I can free myself. You see a good case of Ajay also.
Yes, I was coming to that, because Ajay also said that he was not the batsman he is now. Because it was because of 12 stars. He said that
Yeah.
team supported, captain supported, everyone supported him.
Well, he is a modest himself. He's a good batsman. He's a very good batsman.
Modesty, I'm not sure if I won't vouch for that.
The whole human group. We should break that. But he was always, he is, and probably will always be a good batsman. Batting is a tough job. It takes one ball to get out. That's for sure. But the fact that a person like Ajay, a person like me even, a person like you, who have the freedom to just express themselves, that you are not going to be criticized for what you do, because everyone knows exactly that everyone wants 12 stars to win.
Exactly.
There is no case of standout. There is no case of I'm playing for myself. This is an extremely important factor in the change of mindset. And additionally also 2013, where we had this, I think, unbelievable chance of playing two teams, which means that you could have one team who are playing to win really aggressively, but on the other hand you also have another placeholder team where new people can be given chance, new people have also chance, and it sort of builds up. Yeah, there is a good mix of players from the first division or the first team into the second team. You automatically get your skills upgraded also, and skills also, and then you sort of start upgrading your skills, and overall that contributes to the club.
Excellent.
Especially 2013 where we won Division 2.
Yeah.
Because we had actually very fairly won, but it was, I think, the sheer, I don't know what to call it. In Belgium, cricket just didn't believe that we could win something. The fact that we win, and it's like, oh, okay, 12 stars won Division 2, not possible. Okay, get them in Division 1, we'll see how it will go.
But this I was coming to this. Okay, maybe I think you haven't finished. But this was the next question I was coming to. Is like the attitude of other teams since 2013. Since you continue, I think you're going to that thing. So maybe I can just frame the question along with that.
2014, when we first played the RBCC match, I have a little bit of anger on them, the way they had perceived us. While I remember also during the mid innings, before the match and after the match, where they were like, okay, 12 stars, okay, nice. We had a good match practice for our actual Division 1 matches, where we still had the self-belief to win consecutive 7 matches. Until date, I hope it doesn't change tomorrow, but till date we have not lost a Division 1 match. I think the attitude has changed. I could gauge that when we were in the fixtures meeting last end of the year, where people were lining up to us to see whether can you play a friendly match. Where a case earlier was, I remember, I think it was against Pakistan Greens or something, 2011, where we really wanted to play a good competitive match. We had always good players, that's for sure. Richard Nash, Mahesh, even Rahul was a good contributor. They just wouldn't look up to us. In fact, they would not even look up to consider as peers. They used to look down upon us. That, I think, has changed. It's a case we still are unproven. I mean, winning a title one time is good. Winning the way we have won, 7 out of 8, is great. The real challenge will be now, because now they are looking up to us. They will still not on the face, they will not still agree that we are the best team, but in the mind they know that we are their targets. For sure we are their targets. So far in the 3 teams we have given back the response. 5 matches or more remaining. Let's see how that goes.
As you said about family and becoming a father, so the next question is about Arika. So she walked into your life. How have things changed? So the first thing, at least for the team, it was good. 12 star, you started performing brilliantly. You won the MVP that year, and is she working on your anger as well? And how are things changed? So I would like to know about that part.
It's a beautiful feeling. I mean, as any father will tell you that it's a beautiful feeling, especially as a daughter. Father is much more happy. So that the personal part is something that completed me. Let's say, addition of her completed my life. One thing. Whether it correlates to my performance on the field, possibly. As I said, cricket is a confidence game. It's a very mental game. you have to be in a good mindset to be able to perform, especially in terms of batting, especially in terms of even bowling. You need to have a proper mindset. There are a few other things that happened also during that. So before she was born, I had a calm period in terms of, because I was almost done with MBA. I had a lot of time to train. I used to run a lot, about 6-7 kilometers every day, which means that I was physically ready for the season also. In fact, it was intention. I was physically ready for the season, which goes a long time. Maybe that explains.
Thanks a lot, Ani, for all those amazing answers. And I think all the answers were in detail. I think that's what we wanted. Everyone wanted to know that. So, because a lot of people have this perception about not knowing the person because they only meet on the weekends. But this I think is an excellent way to know the person, what the real person is all about off field. So now moving on to the fun part. I hope you are ready for it. The rapid fire. For the audience, for me. Okay. So you know the rules. It's very simple. I'll ask you quick questions. You quick answers. No time for thinking. Okay. Whatever comes to your mind first. Manoj or Anshul?
Manoj.
Captaincy or a dominating MVP? You're taking a lot of time on you.
Contribution to the team, so hence MVP.
Good answer. Okay, Sunil as a clubman, or you would like to give Sunil as a best batsman or a bowler performance, because we haven't seen him perform so well as with ball and bat, but he's a very good captain. So
he's already contributing to the club, so Sunil as a clubman.
Excellent answer. RBCC or Roasted, which team would you love to defeat or beat?
Both. Always.
Best fielder. The 5 names, you arrange the best one on top and the worst one, what you feel, the end. Ram, JD, Ramesh, Bhushan, Anshul.
Anshul, JD, Bhushan,
Ram and Ramesh.
Ram and Ramesh.
Okay. Best bowler. Same. Amit, Bhushan, Manoj, Anshul, Ramesh.
Can you say the 5 again?
Amit, Bhushan, Manoj, Anshul, Ramesh.
Manoj, Bhushan, Anshul, Amit, Ramesh.
Ramesh. Okay. Ganesh, a better bowler or a better batsman?
Batsman.
Change in the following people. What change you would like to see in the following people? Ganesh.
More aggression.
Sunil.
Nothing.
Nothing. Amit.
Openness.
Anthony.
Nothing.
Manoj.
Bit fitter.
Okay. So what do you like about these following people? One thing, what do you like? Rohan.
Good friend.
Bhushan.
Eager to contribute.
Sandeep.
Brings humor.
JD.
A diehard clubman.
Very good. Ramesh.
Humor and a clubman.
Excellent. Okay, the last question. So on a bright sunny day, so you've spent the Saturday with your family. So on a bright sunny day, cricket or family vacation or a trip? Saturday you've already spent with the family. So Sunday. Charu might watch this video.
A cricket day with family on the ground.
Excellent answer. Thanks a lot, Ani. It was great talking to you, and I think we've got enough arsenal to really make it an amazing interview. And thanks a lot again for your time.
Cheers to all the people who I don't, especially in last 1-2 years, not able to meet outside the cricket ground. I apologize. There are things which are not in my control. I would like to contribute more to the club as a scorer, whatever. I'm not able to, but these are restrictions of life.
Thank you.